peace and understanding, rather overstanding. This is a little morning jewel I wanted to drop for those of us who are Baton Rouge natives that perhaps may did not know this little small tidbit of information. First of all, I'd like to start off by saying that we all are familiar with Bluebonnet Lane. The Mall of Louisiana is located there, and it's a very beautiful efferdice that has been constructed. But what is the origin of the term Bluebonnet Lane? So if I will take a moment to elucidate on this subject matter. The bluebonnet was the symbol of the flag of the Spanish of the West Florida Republic, Spanish West Florida, which Baton Rouge area was a part of. The Spanish owned Florida. So, with that being said, many may not know that at the time of the Louisiana Purchase during France's combative era with England, and America was at odds with the Empire of England as well, America sought solace, or France was in collusion with America. When France sold that territory, we know that that multiplied the size of the United States by twofold to additional territories. But the Spanish of West Parish, the country of Spanish West Florida, rather, was a small, short-lived private nation that lasted only 90 days because this area revolted against Spain. At the time of the purchase, everything else was consolidated into the United States, but this portion of the state was still owned by Spain. Ultimately, they ended up being absorbed into the United States under President Thomas Jefferson, rather. So that's interesting. So the bluebonnet is paying homage to that flag. It's a single white flag with a blue star. If you go downtown and see the flags that have flown over the state, fleur-de-lis, etc., you will see the bluebonnet. So again, that is your fact one that I'd like to share. The bluebonnet is that flag that flown over the Spanish West Florida, which this was a part of. Baton Rouge, this area, and a larger portion of the boot of the state was not a part of the Louisiana Purchase. That came later. Second fact that I would like to share that many may not know. When Iberville and his band of explorers during the age of expedition for France came and explored, discovered the Gulf, and explored and discovered this main vein, which is called the Mississippi River. As they came up the river, we all know the story of the Red Stick, and they said Le Baton Rouge, when they discovered this pole that was on the bluff of the river. Inadvertently, upon interacting with the Indians that were there, and they were the Bayou Gula Indians, along with some of the Manchac and as well as the Choctaw Indians, were living there in virtual harmony. So when they encountered the Indians, typically in European Anglo-Saxon, they would begin to rename things that the indigenous people were not using. They were ostentatious enough to rename a place where people already existed. So the French were saying Le Baton Rouge, And the Indians said, well, no, we call our homeland Itihuma. So in the Europeans' inability to comprehend phonetically what they were hearing, they thus pronounced the word Ostroma. This is why Ostroma is synonymous with a particular area of town, and all the streets of that residential place have Indian names: Choctaw, Iroquois, Mohegan, etc., etc. So the original term that was pronounced by the Indians, that were the original inhabitants of this landmass that we now call Baton Rouge, the Indians called it Itihuma, and then the European or the white man pronounced it Ostroma. Thus is where you get the name Ostroma High School and the Ostroma Indians, and this is why that area is called Dixie, or it has street names that are synonymous with various Indian tribes. So again, always investigate the information you receive. If it is indeed the truth, it should stand the test of investigation. Always ask why, and always be a seeker of truth, because it comes from all sources, and a lot of times it's right under your nose. Peace.